We are live with Spider-Man 2 spoiler cast. We're gonna wait here for the amazing Aaron, see if he shows up. While we give him some time, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man 2 on PS5, complete spoilers on everything that happened in the story. Pretty good game. October 20th launch. It came and went, man. It went by so fast. Just thinking about how fast. Well, the game was reported to be short, but I mean, it seemed just as long as the first game. I enjoyed it very well. A lot of extra a lot more content than the first game for sure. But um, yeah, it was such a good experience. The game was really good. The story was good. I think IGN gave it an 8.7, but I felt like it was, I don't know, it could have been a 10. The story itself, I felt like it was a 10. Um, just giving Aaron a couple more minutes, see if he gets on. He's probably putting his baby to sleep, but yeah, I mean, picking up right after where Miles Morales left off, or about a year after Miles Morales. uh, It was a good transition. I felt like maybe you could have skipped the Miles Morales game, uh, the PS5 or PS5, PS4 game, but I feel like you could have skipped it, but if you played it, I felt like it definitely added more to the story, you know. I recently have a buddy who's currently playing uh, Spider-Man 2, just beat Spider-Man 1 and getting into Spider-Man 2, completely skip Miles Morales, but you can do that. I recommend playing Miles Morales. All right, let's see. We got Aaron coming in.
Sorry, I had to put the baby down.
No, you're good, boss. You're good.
Sweet.
Uh, oh man,
See, can I make you big? Okay.
can you hear me?
I like that. I like that background.
I had to. It was only fitting to put that Donny Cates Venom with wings on there,
Yeah, that's so badass.
dude. What? So, first off, how you been? We haven't spoken in a while. I'm glad that you're joining me on here because we just speak through Instagram, but
I know. I know. We've been meaning to actually. We're supposed to try to invite y'all over last weekend, and like weekend just got crazy. So we'll have to
it's
get
been.
maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend, something. I know Thanksgiving's coming up, so it makes it tough.
I know it's been busy. It's been busy, and I
How's work
freaking
been?
I got a new job, man. I work.
Really?
Yeah, I left teaching because I just getting so overwhelmed. Just not necessarily the kids, but I just felt like I was working all the time. When I
Yeah.
get home, it was like, "Ah, I gotta grade papers, I gotta fill out paperwork, and then I also like I had to take a test, like a teacher test, and I failed it by like 6 points, and they were like, we're gonna cut your pay down. And I was like,
Oh
what? You're
shit.
gonna cut my pay?
That sucks.
And so I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna leave. And so I started working. One of the other teachers I worked with there at that middle school in Georgetown used to work for FedEx. And I was like, dude, hook me up. He still works there part time on the weekends. And he was like, yeah, man, I'll hook you up. So I started working for FedEx probably about a week ago already.
Dang.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Well, congrats, boss. Getting a new
yeah.
job. Do you like
It's
it?
been Yeah, I like it. It's fun. It's definitely not teaching, so I had to get used to it at first. My body was just obviously not. I haven't done physical labor in a while, so.
Yeah. Yeah,
But no, I
definitely.
like it, man. It was cool. The other day, I finished. I'm starting to learn the routes pretty good. So I got 2 routes, and I ended up finishing like around 1 o'clock. Came home and just hung out the rest of the day. And it
Nice.
was
That's
cool. I
cool.
mean.
Yeah, that's really
It
cool.
was it was fun. So I think now with that freedom, I wanna, and also like I'm coming home and I'm not like just mentally drained thinking about like school stuff and grading
Yeah,
papers and other
yeah,
bullshit.
definitely. I feel you there.
And so,
That
yeah, man.
mental stuff, man, it can drain you. Whenever I worked at the bank, it was like I wouldn't do anything. I just sat there, but like I would come home and I'm like, shit, it
You're thinking
sucks.
about stuff. Yeah, just
Yeah,
thinking about stuff.
it's just like stress on you all day,
Yeah,
screen and
just
shit.
I like going to work and then coming home and then not having to think about work. So that's nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
It's nice to do. So, but how have you been,
Sweet.
man? How's everything been going?
Good, good. I had family come in for when was that? Last weekend of October. So
Yeah.
I just beat Spider-Man. Like basically, they came in the day after Spider-Man and Super Mario Brothers Wonder came out,
God
and
damn
so and
it.
they were staying here in this office. So I was able to take the Switch out. So I played Super Mario, but I wasn't able to like play Spider. I played basically the Sandman mission, and that was it. And it and so
Dude,
had
yeah.
them
Here,
over
okay.
for a week.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Oh, first
Okay.
off, overall, Warriors thoughts on the game.
I'd say let's do some positives first
All
before
right,
any
what's some
negatives. So
positive?
I think the like gameplay of it is better than they built upon that. They built upon like the city itself. They added down
Mm-hmm.
like Queens and Brooklyn, and there's like some cool stuff to do over there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, cool new missions like Peter's house, stuff like that. Yeah, like more villains. I really enjoyed like all the villains they added, Mysterio, like Craven, Venom, like some cool stuff. They're building some characters up for the next game.
Right.
Uh, yeah, I think. I mean, what about you? What would you like from it?
I liked it. I like I love the new wings, the wings, the traversal mechanics.
Yeah,
I like that
the
when you can
point launch.
swing, you can fucking swing like that and shoot
Yeah, that's
yourself.
cool.
That was cool. Let's see. It's kind of crazy you said the combat, because at first to me the combat was like it was almost a little difficult for me once I got like all
Yeah.
the gadgets. I wasn't used to not having the gadget wheel.
hmm
Or I was used to having the gadget wheel, and then now you don't have the gadget wheel. I'm just
You
like,
just have like four at a time. That's it.
yeah, and I was just like, that threw me off a little bit for a little while, but then the more I played it, I got used to it. Um, but I don't know, man. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. What else? The suits, obviously, a bunch of freaking cool
Yeah,
suits.
yeah. So
We
what
let's
was
do
your favorite? What's your favorite suit?
let's do top three from
Okay.
Miles and Peter. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with Miles, and this is gonna be like I'm gonna start with number three, which is the one I least like, but I still liked a lot. Actually, number three was his final suit, the one where it shows
Oh,
his
really?
hair.
The Adidas one, the Adidas collab.
Dude, I like that, but the variation with it was like a darker variation, not the one
Okay.
that he got, but a darker variation of it.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you? What is you can go Peter or Miles. What do you got?
Well, you tell me your 3 miles. Tell me your 3 miles.
Oh, okay. All right. So that third one, that one was his final suit. The second one was the Mysterio. Once you finish all the Mysterio, you get his.
Mysterio's cool. Yeah.
And I like I think is it the more green version? Yeah, the more he has more green than purple. And then
hmm
the final one was is it King in Black? I think
Oh, the
it's
King of Black one is cool.
but the
Yeah.
black one, like I know there's the actual black variation of the King in Black. That's my
Okay.
favorite for Miles. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I would say yeah, top three. My third favorite would probably be the King in Black. I'd like the King in Black as well. I think the one you get, like where he's black and has like the red spider,
Uh-huh.
and with the like whatever the regular like brown spikes
Yeah.
on his shoulders. I like that one. Second would be the the backpack with the cat in it. I like that suit, but the
Okay.
variation where he's his like jacket's black as well with the red spider on it. I like
Mm-hmm.
that variation. I like the way his eyes look. They're just kind of the different shape.
Different
And
shape.
then
Okay.
number one, the one I ran with, like as Miles mostly, was the tracksuit actually,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
so it's the one where normally it's like white when he has like the black mask. So I just did all black, Whenever you
Okay.
do just the all black with the red, like it looks pretty badass. That was my favorite Miles suit by far.
I ran that one for a little bit actually, and then I unlocked the Mysterio, and then I just ran the Mysterio for the longest time.
Okay,
And
yeah,
then I
Mysterio looks
unlocked,
cool.
yeah, I like them. I like his eyes. They're like smoke. You can see
Mhm.
his
I didn't think I would like it at first, just seeing like stills of it or whatever, just to like pick on the screen. But when you actually get in the game with it, it's fun.
Yeah, it's cool, man. That I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, Mysterio as a character in the game was cool. I felt like I got a lot of like Jake Gyllenhaal though. Like he seems like a
Yeah,
nice guy, but I feel like he might come back in the next game.
he
He
could
might
be.
be he
Yeah,
might be
there's
an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah, he's definitely. I like what he said. Like, I think the like lesson of it's whenever the last mission, spoiler for it, but where he tells Miles like, he's like, "Are you a good guy now?" And he's like, "Mysterio's always going to be a villain, but like that doesn't mean quitting back has to be." And
Right,
so,
right,
like, yeah, that's like a cool way to interpret that.
right.
All right, top three Peters. Let's go.
Top three, Peter. All right. So I think the my least favorite, but I still ran with a lot was actually the anti-venom suit, the one that you got.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
I
okay.
I still ran with it, but I think that's my least favorite. My second favorite, no, it's not. Superior is obviously my favorite one. That's the one I ran with the most,
Mm-hmm.
Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I always wore, or like his abilities were always the robot arms, because
Oh, and
I
they
don't,
make them red, which
they
is
make them
cool.
red. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
thought that
it's
was cool.
awesome. That and the Iron Spider makes them gold, and it looks so good when you run
Yeah, the
with
Iron
those.
Spider has a cool variation. The black, all black with
The
a
black
gold
and
spider.
gold.
Oh,
Hmm.
that looks, yeah, I can't even think of a second one. I guess, I mean, I just mainly ran those two once I unlocked. Because I just wore the white spider, the PlayStation, the Sony one, or
Use that one.
yeah, I used that one, and then I unlocked the Superior and just used that, and then once I got the anti-venom, I used that,
Use
and it was
that.
just,
Okay.
I really didn't like the black suit at all.
Oh, really?
Nah, I didn't like
I,
it.
I I like the black suit. So my top three would be Superior number three.
Okay.
I ran Superior a lot. I ran Superior. Uh, Basically the whole like Harry stuff. It's cool because Harry has like the Agent Venom suit,
Oh, yeah,
and
that
I
was
was
pretty cool.
running. He was like Agent Venom, and I was running the Superior suit, which was really cool to look at. Like it was a really cool, image of both of
Right.
them together. And then, uh, second favorite would be the classic black that you get.
Oh
Has
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
variations.
That's right.
So I ran that one a lot, and it's cool because it still keeps his webs black whenever you put
Yeah.
that suit on. Whenever you swing around and you web people up, all your webbing is black. And my favorite top dog was the new red and blue, the Tom Holland final swing suit.
Oh
I ran
yes.
that one.
Okay.
I ran that one so much. Like once I got that, I exclusively ran that suit, especially the last. I mean, it makes you wear the anti venom suit, but the beginning of the fight with Venom, and you're
Yeah.
in that costume, it looks really cool. Like the Venom versus the like red and blue spider suit. It's really really cool,
Yeah. I forgot
aesthetically
about that.
pleasing.
I ran that in the end game once I beat the story. I did run that,
Mhm.
and I took a couple pictures, but I forgot about that too. Yeah. No,
It
I
looks
like
so
that.
good.
I think I'll put that one as my second, because I like it more than the anti-venom, but I just love the superior.
Superior
I
suit's
like,
cool.
I like the. I don't know if you've noticed the webbing on the superior. It's like not aligned, right? It's just like some of the webbing is
Yes.
just like,
Yeah, it's all just kind of like
and
crazy, which is
I
how it is
like
in the comic.
I like it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
like it
like
too.
it. And just like of course the dark red and then like the black on it. I think it looks cool. And then of course his legs when you use those abilities, they're red, so that's cool too.
Yeah, yeah, that is cool.
All
All
right, so
right, any
let's talk story, right? First
okay.
off, opening set piece, freaking awesome. Sandman,
Yeah, feels
that
good.
was
Made
for
me like I stood up, I just like whenever Peter and Miles just take off and like swing around, which it actually, it did some of the thing with Peter being a teacher. so from the
Yeah,
JMS run, him trying
yeah,
to
that
go
was
into
pretty good.
teaching. So, but whenever they just take off and they like swing and they're both in their suits and it's ready to go, I just like had a big smile on my face. It's like, yeah, this
Dude,
feels. It just felt good seeing
dude, yeah, it was
seeing
so cool.
Spider-Man again.
I think a memorable scene or moment in that was I think Miles gets hit and he just gets fucking launched like
Hmm.
really far like through a building, over buildings, and then he
Yeah,
like like webs up like a catapult for himself and then like shoots himself
shoots
back.
back. Hmm.
Dude, that was so badass. I thought that was so cool. Like that moment right there put a big smile. I was like, "Oh, this is." It gave me like big set pieces like off of like God of War, like stuff like
Hmm.
that. Where it's like
Yeah,
this
I
this is like
really enjoyed that.
it's a
That was
big
a good
battle.
opening. Like it was a good like get you into the game. Like
Hmm.
I feel like he was like the perfect villain to kind of get like the game started with.
Right. Yeah, I also like that they left that, his Sandman crystals throughout like you can see even parts of the city still had sand.
Still had
Like
sand, yeah. That was
I thought
cool.
that was cool, man. That was really
It's
good.
really cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
What? I can't remember. Did he just got taken away? But like, we don't
They
even
put him in
really
the they put him in the
know that.
raft, and then if you do all the crystals, you find out that he was like his mental he was like really bad in the raft or whatever, and
That's
then
right.
every time you got a crystal, it like helped his memory come back, and so then he
Right.
becomes kind of like a sane person in the raft again, and then you also get to see that he was being like ousted by Craven because of his daughter,
Right.
and so using his like daughter against him.
I forgot. Yeah, once you get like a certain amount of crystals, I think who MJ calls or somebody calls and they're like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
MJ will talk
remembering."
to you. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was good. Great opening set piece. I mean, obviously, I thought it was better than the first one against Kingpin, although that one was good,
Yeah,
respectively.
yeah.
But this one was just much bigger, over the top, and that was
Yeah,
cool.
of course. Yeah. Which yeah, Sandman yeah, Sandman is a great villain, like I said, for an opening set piece like that. Just because you can make him just as big as you want.
Right. Dude, how about also like Craven was just like, I'm bored. And then he just goes to New York
So you got,
for just
yeah,
like for whatever fucking reason.
yeah.
That
You
that
gotta do
was
what you gotta do to get him there, I guess.
to me that was a little silly, but I mean once he's there, it's like okay, there's the narrative thread of like, okay, he's
Yeah, he
hunting.
came over. Yeah, hunting. I
Uh,
like that he hunted the villains. Like
mhm,
I was as I don't like I mean, I do like that he was like killing villains, and he actually really didn't care to go after like Spider-Man. He wanted
right,
the like big villains, which was like well, that's a cool like way to look at it, way to bring him, introduce him. He kills
right.
Scorpion on screen, and he
Dude, that
kills
was
Vulture
crazy.
off screen.
And
So
Rhino too, right? Doesn't
there's like the IGN thing where they found like
the
a
head
secret.
mantles?
Yeah, the head mantle's like under a building or something. I don't know. I would assume that they didn't put that in, like that got left in the game and that wasn't put in the game because they may have something to
Yeah,
use with Rhino. I would assume because like there's a bunch of text logs and stuff, and you find a bunch of gear, and so I'd assume you would find that like he also killed the Rhino. You know,
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who else? I think he also killed the Shocker, didn't he? I think I remember
no,
seeing.
he was like testing his equipment, and he didn't go after him.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
want to say maybe it was Electra actually. He was like had his equipment out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of crazy, Craven even just going after villains too, like he just didn't give a
Hmm.
fuck. And then also like using villains to bait Peter was cool, like using Dr. Connors to bait him or like to
Oh yeah,
bring
yeah, that's
Spider-Man out.
true. Yeah,
That
that's
that
true.
was pretty cool, man.
Hmm.
Dude, I love the design for the lizard in this game.
I
He
did too.
looks,
I do like the big like the bigger, more kind of like crocodile-y look for
yeah,
him is like a cool, like I said, I keep saying aesthetic, like pleasing
yeah.
everything.
It was kind of cool though. There was a moment where he was still transforming, and he was in like,
He's smaller and he's in
yeah,
the
he was
lab
in his
coat.
like, yeah, in his lab coat. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, that's like, I don't know if you could call it an Easter egg, but I felt like it was a nod towards like the
it's a
classic look.
reference to the the lab
Yeah.
coat look.
That was
for
crazy,
sure.
man. So, that was cool. So Craven shows up, obviously starts hunting villains, using villains to bait Spider-Man out. Uh, but most importantly, freaking, we have Harry Osborne as Venom. Now, you've read more
Hmm.
Spider-Man comic books than I have, and to my knowledge, I don't think Harry's never been Venom, has he?
I don't think so. No, Harry usually becomes Green Goblin
Yeah, Green
or like
Goblin,
a
but
variation of like a goblin, just because it's in the family line there. Usually, he figures out that like Peter murdered his dad, and he'll take
right,
up the mantle, or something happens, and sometimes they just give it to him. But yeah, I
yeah,
don't think he's ever worn. Actually, Scorpion's worn the Venom suit in the comics. Matt Gargan has been Venom,
that's
but I don't think
crazy.
Harry Osborn ever has.
So that's cool. That's cool that Insomniac put their twist on it and kind of
Yeah,
made it
I
their
agree.
own. Um, what else? So yeah, obviously Harry finds out Peter's Spider-Man. They're like they become like this. What they call each other? Or Harry was coming up with like a team name or something. The Super
They're like
Pals or some
spider
Spider
pals or
Pals.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, because whenever the symbiote touches Peter, whenever Harry has it, it gives his suit like a spider, and so
yeah. Oh
that's why
yeah,
he's
when they
calling
fist
themselves the
bump
Spider Pals. Yeah,
after they
after
did some
they save
Tombstone.
Tombstone from Craven,
Yeah, that's
so and
crazy.
he's now reformed and
That's cool,
not a
man.
villain anymore.
I like that he's. I mean, he was. I felt like he was underused. No, they
Yeah,
used him for the deal.
I liked his side mission in the main game of
Yeah,
Spider-Man 1. I really did. I enjoyed his like you go into his little like shop, his automotive shop and everything.
it's chop chop.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was
And you
cool.
fight him.
Now Tombstone's invincible, isn't he? Like you can't.
It's like bullet. Yeah, he's like bulletproof. I'm trying to remember. There's a way you do it in the thing. He's like invincible, but you can like do some. I don't know, like heat or something. You can hit him with and
Yeah.
knock him out.
Speaking of
But yeah,
heat,
his like skin's like impervious.
right? Speaking of heat, the Venom suit is not. It doesn't get
No,
damaged by heat.
no, that's so. I saw a little like podcast or interview with the lead director that created Spider-Man 2,
Right.
and he was talking. He's like, well, we had like five different things that the symbiote, would react to and could like harm it.
Right.
And obviously heat is like one of the big ones. But
Yeah.
he's like, we decided to take that off the table and only make the symbiote like affected by high frequency sounds. And
Right.
so he's like to show people that they set the set piece in like that molten
Yeah.
factory.
With Tombstone,
And
yeah.
yes, and there's a line where it's kind of a throwaway line, but Peter is like, "Is your suit not affected by heat?" And Harry's like, "I don't think so." And
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
just like a little like, okay, it's only sound.
Yeah, it's only sound. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, we're gonna just jump fast forward. How did you feel when you saw that fucking little squiggly line on that board down there in that lab?
That's
What
yeah. So
I
that
was
like
like this. I was like, like that was crazy, man.
whenever they started doing the whole King in Black Null stuff, I was like, man, this is good. Like just because I've read all that and like I
Yeah.
love it. Like Donny Cates' Venom run is one of my favorite comic book runs ever that I've read, and
It,
so just to like take from that story
yeah.
and mold it to your own way or whatever, however you
Right.
want to do it, like it's cool. It's really cool. Like,
Dude, and it's so what's cool about it too, it's like it's so current, right? Like the Donny
hmm
Cates, like the
he
Venom
was. I mean, he was
origin.
writing that. That was coming out when the first Spider-Man came out.
Yeah. And that's crazy that like the turnaround, right? Like now
Hmm.
they're using this as the basis for their game.
Yeah,
And like
I mean that just goes to show you how like
how
impactful
impactful. Yeah.
that story is on the character of Venom and the mythos. Like, it's like
Well,
the spider.
that shit's canon
It's
now. I mean, well, obviously when
yeah,
he wrote it, it
yeah.
became canon, but
Yeah, but
like
the
that,
like the mythos, like JMS writing Spider-Man and bringing in the like Spider Totem, which leads to like the Spider Verse of it in the comics.
right.
like that he just created like this mythos and like added so much to the like lore of Spider-Man and what you can do with that. And that's what Donny Cates did for Venom and like the symbiotes as a whole. And
Right.
so
Just
it's
the
really cool. And
organism.
it's really cool that they were able to use that like super effectively and use like hive mind. You can bring symbiotes in and have symbiote little like goons basically. Like
Right.
it fits like the video game narrative so well as well. Like
Yeah.
to be able to have like a hive mind and just like a bunch of enemies running around, they're all controlled and it makes sense story wise. And
Yeah.
so really, really neat, really cool. I really enjoyed that.
That was cool. I felt like I kept seeing a lot of people didn't like the symbiote enemies, and I was like, "What? They're so cool!" Like, and they had even different variations. It wasn't all just the same. They had like four, I
Yeah.
think, four
Yeah,
variations.
they had the like the little green one, which you could just pop. You could pop with like a web, and they would die. And
Yeah.
then the like pink ones were like the. I mean, it's the same as the sand people and
Yeah.
the goons in the game. Like there's a guy that has a gun. There's a guy that has a stick. There's a guy that has a shield. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like
It's
that's kind of
like,
the basis of the
and
game,
then
the
there's like
combat.
brutes, and
Everything's
it's
built
like,
upon that. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I thought they were cool. I always loved doing like I'd be swinging and I see like a crime pop up and I see that it's symbiotes and I'd go fight symbiotes in like my
yeah.
anti-venom or and then do like the
I cleared
anti-venom
as soon as I saw
bomb.
those nests pop up all over. I just went and did them like right away. I was
Yeah,
like,
me
these are
too.
pretty cool. Just like go fight those and pop the little heart or whatever. It's
There
really
was
neat.
one that was kicking my ass, where
Really.
you had to like defend two, and I was just like,
Oh yeah, that one was tough.
and I was like, oh my
I
God,
want to
like they
say
just kept,
there was a couple where there was two. You had to defend two,
yeah.
and then I went to another one and I was like, please just be one. Please just be one.
Dude, I love how New York looked with all like the
All the
stuff.
like tendrils of the symbiote like going around wrapping
It gave me
everything.
Stranger Things vibes at some point.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It was really cool.
Yeah, man. So so obviously they at Dr. Connors assumes or knows that like obviously this is some sort of an alien,
Hmm.
and obviously it has some sort of hive mind. You can see it on those boards that he discovered down there. And he draws that symbol that the stone has, obviously a reference to Null. And I think I heard the creative director Brian Intihar talking about how like Spider-Man 3 is going to be like the end game. Do you think they will use Null? Do you think they would bring Null in,
I don't know. I
or
think
and like Green Goblin and
so.
then Carnage and
Let's
like,
let's talk about who they set up at the
yeah,
end. They set up Green Goblin for sure,
Green
but
Goblin.
this is kind of my problem with it. So they set up Green Goblin, right? Well, they're going to make Miles the lead Spider-Man in the
Yeah,
next future games or whatever, which is cool. But like, I feel like the Green Goblin and Peter Parker are tied at the hip so
yeah,
much that like having, I mean, they can do whatever, but having Miles be the main Spider-Man in like a Green Goblin centric like villain role, it just doesn't make that much sense to me, like story wise, because
right,
he blamed Spider-Man for killing Harry, but really, like, it was Peter. Like, Peter was the reason, everything kind of happened. Peter was his best friend. Like, it just, and he already told, like, Peter, he did the whole little Spider-Man 1 Raimi film, like, you're like a son to me, uh,
right, yeah,
speech. And so it just, Miles is just kind of there. And so I'm
hmm,
not saying that there's not anything they could do story wise to make Norman hate Miles in the next game, but I just feel like Norman and Peter are just like, there's so much like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
drama that can happen, like history. My son, you and my son are best friends. I thought of you like a
I'm
son.
actually kind of surprised that like I thought, while the whole Venom fight, of course, this is a spoiler cast. At the very end, you fight Venom, Harry's Venom. You have to kill the only way to stop Venom is to kill Harry, right? And you kill
Hmm.
Harry. And I thought at some point Norman was gonna like walk in and see like Peter without his mask or something, and like,
Hmm.
and then witness him kill Harry or something.
Almost
But
like the reverse, like Spider-Man 1,
yeah, and
I have
like
nothing left but Spider-Man.
I was like so surprised. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are they gonna do? And then they show that cutscene at the very end where he goes to Octavius and
Otto.
he's like, you know who Spider-Man is? And Otto
Hmm.
was like, nah. Although
Yeah,
his
he's not
quote
gonna
at
tell
the
him.
end was kind of goofy. He was like, I'm writing the final chapter.
Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, that's obviously leading into the
Yeah.
third game. So I really hope so. They set up Green Goblin, and that's my only like gripe with it is if you're gonna like go away from Peter,
Hmm.
like it doesn't make Green Goblin as interesting to me, personally. They
Right.
set up Carnage. Whenever you do the
Carnage.
little flame mission, I knew as soon as I saw the dude, I was like, "That's Cletus Cassidy."
Although
And
he's
so,
not Cletus Cassidy though.
what's his name?
Something else, but he referenced. I remember hearing him say Cletus Cassidy's name, and then some like other like killers or
I,
psychos or something.
I thought I heard Wraith at the end say like Cletus Cassidy got away with the symbiote, but
Was
I
it?
mean I could be mistaken. Yeah, I could have swore because they were talking about a bunch of people that got like loose, and she's like,
Yeah.
now Cletus Cassidy's loose, and so it's
Really?
like, yeah,
I didn't.
that's who that is.
I didn't know. I thought. Okay. Yeah, I could be
We may have to
wrong.
go back. We may have to
Yeah.
cross-reference something, but
I'm gonna have to go back
anyway,
and
they
play the
set up
game again.
Carnage. Yeah,
Yeah. That
they set up
Carnage
they
is
set up
coming up.
Carnage. Yeah, so
Green
which is
Goblin's
cool.
coming up.
So Green Goblin, Carnage. Obviously in the comics, Norman Osborn gets the Carnage suit and becomes Red Goblin.
Right.
They could do something like that. I
Yeah.
really hope they reference the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man and they give Dr. Octavius the Carnage suit somehow.
Oh.
That would be so. That would just like bring my childhood like full circle.
Dude, that
And
would be
if you have to like
crazy.
if you're in like some underground lab underwater and you have to run away from Carnage Octavius, like that would
It,
be so
it's a
so
possibility,
fun.
man. You
It
never
would be.
know.
I feel like they would do their own thing and maybe reference it, but that's like my number one like want for Spider-Man 3.
Dude,
Um,
that would be fucking. Because Octavius's arms, well, they broke at the end because Peter broke them. But yeah, I don't
mhm.
know. That's just yeah. That's a pipe
He'll get
dream,
him
but it
back.
would be cool. Or
He'll
it'd
get
be
him
cool if
back.
like
Doc Ock's coming back for 3, I believe.
oh yeah, it'd be cool if the symbiote tried to get on Doc Ock and he just like flicks it off, like oh, who knows what could have
Yeah,
happened or whatever.
yeah, some
That
sort of reference to it. Yeah,
something like that.
definitely. They have a side mission where they set up Chameleon.
Yeah, Chameleon.
So
Um,
he's more kind of like a minor villain, but he
yeah,
is Craven's
brother.
brother, and
Yeah,
so Harry
yeah,
killed the symbiote killed, and I mean you could mistake the symbiote for Peter who had it. So
right.
I don't know, there could be a tie there.
That could be
Um,
crazy.
they set up Cindy
I
Moon, which is Silk.
Silk, yeah, at the very end. I thought it was
Hmm.
cool that they had was it Scream? What
Scream, yes, yeah.
MJ
They
turned
gave
into
MJ
Scream?
turn into Scream.
That
Yeah,
was
that was really cool.
that was
That was
cool,
a fight.
man.
I got my ass handed to me by MJ
She
so many
kicked my
times.
she kicked my
She,
ass a lot.
I
It
went to bed and I told Tabitha, I was like, when I wake up, I gotta go beat MJ's ass. She's like, what? And I was like, she got turned into a villain. I have to, like, she whooped my ass tonight. I gotta wake up and like go beat
yeah,
her.
dude. It took me a couple of tries to beat her. It was just her
Mhm.
hair just like has such a like reach every time
I would
she'd
get
like
the lizard
yeah,
beat my ass, Scream beat my ass. Whenever they bring up that like I would dodge, and then they would have that like yellow red one
yeah, to jump.
where you're supposed to jump or block,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I would try to dodge that, and I would just get hit, and then half my health would be gone, and
Oh my
then
God.
like I would just throw me out of rhythm, and then they would do
Yeah.
like the little thing where you can only dodge, and I would try to like block that and get caught up, and I would die. So.
And then I couldn't even build up my meter at that point to like heal myself, and I was just like, oh my
Exactly.
God,
Yeah.
fuck this.
I had to end up, what saved me was I set up the little progression bar where
Hmm.
whenever you web enemies, it fills your meter a little bit.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
I would just get away from like Scream or the lizard or whatever, and I'd just start tapping the R1 button, like, yeah, just start shooting them with webs. So
try
you
to
fill
get
up that
your
whole
health
bar.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It was like one like 1 health or 2 health per web, but it does help though over time. Like, because your webs are the only thing that recharge. Because I'd run out of gadgets mid fight, and I'm like, oh, I can't do anything anymore.
I know. I would run out of gadgets and then I'd run out of the little like skill tree or whatever, the arms or the symbiote suit skills or
Yeah,
Miles's like venom skills, and so it did make it hard for
yeah.
sure.
And then
That the webs
one
the
that
webs were great.
I'd always forget about like the rage mode.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about it, and then once I
Yeah.
remembered, I was like, that made it a little bit easier, but it was still a
Yeah.
fight, man.
That's how I'd get through some of those like especially the tank like uh the big symbiote like brutes. And
Hmm.
when they would come in, there'd be like two of them on one of those hearts. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right, I'm just going to rage mode. I'm just gonna whoop their ass because I
yeah,
can't do
dude.
anything.
They're tough, man. Now Venom playing as Venom in the game. What did you think about that? That was kind of
It was
cool.
fun. It was fun. It was definitely like a throwback. It reminded me of the Ultimate Spider-Man game for sure.
Yeah.
Like just
He,
grab people, just throw them, like scream, and just like you're just kind of like untouchable.
it was
It's
cool.
it was
Uh,
fun.
I hate that it was so short-lived. I wish we could have gotten some more, but I mean, I
Hmm.
understand. Leading to the fight with Craven, that was his ultimate hunt, obviously,
Yeah, that's
and
yeah.
dude, how badass was it? He just bites Craven's head
He
up,
bit his head off. Yeah, that was cool.
and
I was
like
a little shocked. I was like, dang, they did that. Like it was
and
really
like blood
cool.
on the ground.
Hmm.
Like that would have been crazy to see, though. I wish they would have.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah.
rated M next game, and we need to see some crazy shit.
We need some, yeah, if you're gonna go Carnage, like we could,
Yeah,
I mean, Carnage could have a bunch of cool stuff. You went rated
yeah,
him, but it's a kids game, like it's
they're
Spider-Man,
gonna
so
appeal to the greater audience. All the kids are like
yeah,
getting their parents to buy them Call of Duty, so.
yeah, which yeah,
Man, yeah, that was good, man. I did like playing as Venom. Obviously, I'm glad that they kind of even gave him like two abilities too, so that was kind of cool.
yeah, that was
It wasn't just like punch and
yeah,
dodge or whatever.
yeah. I think that boss fight was a lot of fun. That was probably one of the best. I think the Venom boss fight, obviously, the final boss fight is one of the better ones too.
Right. Oh man, yeah, it's Peter Miles versus Venom. That was cool, especially all the stuff in the air, like once they're up in the air. That was
Hmm.
really cool. When I saw Venom get his wings out, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that was so cool.
I was almost waiting for it because they referenced Tony Cates so much that
Yeah,
like I was like, all right, at some point I bet you Venom's gonna fly, and like
yeah.
yeah, whenever you sent me that picture, I was like, I have that exact same picture I took on my
Dude,
PlayStation because yeah, it's just so badass.
I need to go
Like
change
they
that. I
just
need to
frame
put
it,
that.
they
Yeah,
frame that perfect. Yeah,
it's,
I think
it's
that Spider-Man
so good.
3, we're bringing, it's gonna be Green Goblin. I think they resolved the like Mr. Negative conflict with Miles, which was
I thought that
cool.
was
Like that was a good
cool.
story. Yeah, I thought it was really, really like a touching. There's a lot of touching moments in this game. We'll have to come back to that. But uh, Green Goblin, Doc Ock
Hmm.
is going to be in it. Carnage is set up. I think Chameleon could be even just like a side villain in it.
Mysterio
Uh,
could come back.
Mysterio could they could bring Mysterio back. Um,
We didn't see
and I
Shocker in
think
this
that they're going to
game.
go. Yeah, that's true. I think that, which I'd be surprised if they brought Shocker back, but I mean, unless he's just like a little mini, I don't think he'd be like a boss fight or anything.
Yeah, like
Um,
a side mission.
yeah, side mission type thing, maybe small like health bar, but
Right.
uh, I think they're just gonna ride the back of the movies of the Spider
Hmm.
Verse like popularity, and I think they're gonna introduce some. They're introducing Silk. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought over some version of like Gwen Stacy as Ghost Spider or whatever she's called in the comics now.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got like Jessica Drew, Spider Woman somehow.
Right.
I think that they're gonna do some sort of like Spider Verse event. They already referenced Spider Verse like the movie
Yeah.
in the game, like one of the little side
After the
missions
Spider
for all
Bots.
the Spider Bots. Yeah, you get a little scene into like Spider. I'd be really shocked if they didn't bring Miguel O'Hara into the third one.
That
I
would be
think
cool, man.
he's super popular. He's with the movie and everything, I think that him coming over and seeing like his interaction with Peter and Miles in this universe would be really neat. And I do think that they'll like try to bring him over. And you could probably bring over, I mean, I don't know, I've never read any of the 2099 comics. You have more experience on that, but I
Yeah.
think you could bring. I know there's like a Venom 2099. Like he could come back with like a symbiote virus or something. Like there's a
Right.
bunch of stuff you could do uh, with that,
I
especially
feel
if you do multiple
what's
universes or realities.
what do you think like overall like what do you think Spider-Man 3 because it's gonna be the last one, right? At
Yeah,
least the main line, they might have spin-off games
yeah,
because there's
definitely.
just too much money in that, right? But
Hmm.
what what do you think like what is your take on what how this is going to end, like this arc for Spider-Man is going to end? And then I'll share mine here in a little bit.
See, that's where it's tough because this game didn't really do story wise what I wanted it to do. Maybe with like Peter.
Hmm.
Which I think like it did. I think it did a lot for Miles, but it didn't do quite as much for Peter. And
Right.
so, uh, yeah, and then they come out and say that Miles is going to be the main, so it makes me think that there's going to be a lot more Miles in the third one, and we're going to see his kind of struggles.
Hmm.
Whereas like Peter's going to be more of a background character. I think we're going to get a playable like Silk. I think we're going to get a playable other Spider people in
Right.
the next game, and so I think their arcs are all going to be tied together. My hope would be a like final scene, like maybe like midway through the game, as Peter have like a Peter Green Goblin fight.
That would be
Maybe
cool.
have and maybe have like I don't know because I think the arc for Peter is already it's already kind of like they tried to almost end it here, like him being happy at the house with MJ, and so I don't know
Right.
what. That's my whole thing with the Green Goblin thing. It's like where does Peter's story go from here? There's a lot of Miles left, and I think like
Right.
I think Miles and Genki are like a cool like character combo. Guy in the chair.
Yeah.
I liked the Miles like Haley stuff in it. I think Miles is a
Hmm.
really cool character, and they've done a lot of stuff to like flesh him out as a character and like have a great story and have a cool like arc going. But I
Right.
feel like they've kind of ditched Peter Parker almost, and
Yeah.
so it makes it tough. I almost want him to have like a fight with Green Goblin and you know
He gets his ass
kind of
kicked.
beat him. No, I want him to beat the Green Goblin and Green Goblin go even further and take that next step and maybe grab the Carnage symbiote or assemble like go pleading to like Doc Ock or whoever and have
Hmm.
this like ultimate fight at the end where maybe
Right.
you need all the spider people at the end. You need like a Silk, Peter Parker, Miles, and everything, and have them. I would love to see Norman go crazy and go after like some family members, go after Genki, find out like who the Spider-Men are. Uh,
Hmm.
I just want a real like really just evil, vengeful, hateful like Norman Osborn, Green Goblin in this one. That would
Yeah.
be my hope. My hope
That
is like
yeah.
do something cool with the Carnage symbiote. I think Carnage is probably like top five favorite villain, Spider-Man villain, maybe number
Hmm.
four behind the main three. But Green Goblin's number one, and so I think
Yeah.
like having a vengeful, just hateful like villain like that would be really really cool for this universe and really cool for the gameplay and everything. Especially like flying around a glider, he'd probably
Yeah.
have his own little goblin army, and so there's your henchmen stuff, like side mission stuff or whatever, uh,
Right.
people to fight. So that'd be mine. What's yours?
I don't know. That I mean that's you kind of like hitting the nail on the head on a lot of the things. Like obviously Miles, like they've stated themselves, Miles will be the main Spider-Man going forward, and yeah, Spider-Man will probably be one of those like he calls in to you, giving you
Hmm.
advice, like telling you this or that or whatever. But I think, I mean, like Brandon Intihar said it himself, like it's gonna be like his like Spider-Man's end game. And I
Hmm.
don't see anything bigger. I mean, I'm so hyped up from this game. Like, I don't see anything bigger than bringing like bringing Null, something cosmic into to it. And then like the Norman Osborn stuff is like, I don't want to say it's background stuff, but it's obviously not a bigger issue as fighting like a god. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's gonna be like Miles at first, and I say that Miles is gonna maybe even get his ass kicked by like Norman, right? Because Peter's
Hmm.
like in retirement or hiding, not in hiding, but like just off, right? Retired. Um, and I think like all the games that we've played so far have had stakes, and I
Hmm.
think the ultimate stake in the next game, and it kind of ties into what you were saying, they're going to introduce Silk, all maybe a Gwen Stacy. I think MJ is going to die in the next game,
See,
and do a reverse, and maybe Peter falls in love with Gwen, kind of like a nod towards like, this was his first love in the comics, and then he falls in love with MJ. Now in our story, MJ's his first love, and maybe he'll fall in love with Gwen. And I think it's just all of that's just a backdrop to like to Null. And I think it's going to be huge. And I think, seeing the Spider Verse thing, it might be like we need every Spider person. Maybe that's how they bring in Miguel O'Hara. We have this
yeah,
cosmic entity coming in. We have other villains, like shit's getting out of hand in New York. And by that time, I feel like obviously Wolverine's next. Shit,
hmm
Wolverine can show up in Spider-Man 3.
yeah. We
Uh,
could see X-Men. An
X-Men, maybe
X-Men
some
come
Avengers.
around. I know. I do think they are trying to like build their own little Marvel universe in the games, which
Daredevil,
is
that'd be
cool.
cool.
Daredevil would be cool, and there's a bunch of hints towards like a Daredevil DLC.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean that's. I mean you're getting me pumped up. Daredevil would be. I want a Daredevil game really bad. That's like that's.
Well,
I
and
mean that's my
also,
number two like Marvel hero.
yeah. I mean also we know like I really think it's gonna be like literal end game where the fucking portals open because we know that magic exists in this universe because we saw Black Cat
Yeah,
do
we
it.
did. Yeah, she
We
did have
see
like
these fucking
transfer.
portals open up, and here comes some spider people, maybe some X-Men, some, and we just fight like Null or something. Who knows? It can be like Tom Holland, Far From Home, where you get some villains even like, whoa, this is bigger than us. Like we need to team up with like
Yeah, yeah,
that'd be kind of crazy too. I don't know. That's
yeah. That
that's
would be
me
cool.
just throwing shit at the wall, but I think
Yeah,
that would be kind of like just crazy over the top end game type scenario.
yeah. I think my mine would more be like maybe Norman constructing like every last like maybe we do see Shocker like maybe Norman recruits like Shocker recruits like right
Yeah.
like recruits who's left and recruits who uh I just have to like look up at my shelf here. We could see like Hobgoblin. We could see some of they basically have hit all the Sinister Six, but we could see like
Gang
some of these
breaking
cool
Genki turns into the Hobgoblin. He
yeah.
Norman takes Genki under his
Yeah,
wing and fucking corrupts
but
him.
we could see these all these villains, like even if they're returning villains, like he somehow recruits like Sandman, he recruits, Doc, and he throws all these people back at Peter and Miles.
Where's the Kingpin? We didn't even see the Kingpin in this game.
Yeah, that's true. We get some like Wilson Fisk, like money going with Norman Osborn, like craziness. It's like yeah, there's I mean they have a lot. They have clay ready to mold, and so all they have to do is shape it and do whatever they want. They've they've left like a pretty good pot. But like I said, the whole Peter stuff that really like throws a wrench in what I thought they would have done.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's honestly like I'm very curious and anxious to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
I hope it's fulfilling, like whatever it is,
yeah,
I just hope it's fulfilling, and I
I hope
hope it
it's
has to end with a big, like it has to be big,
yeah, of
like a
course, yeah.
big
I
bang.
almost like in my head, I just want to see like Peter and Norman just like maybe Norman like ruined his life and just
Yeah,
like coming to blows with each other. Almost, just like you're pressing at or square and
yeah,
like just
yeah.
punching like you punch Norman, he punches you, like punch Norman, he punches you, just like this like just like a culmination of just like everything like the weight of these punches are just because he's taking everything, and Norman's punching you for Harry and for everything you've done to him, and it's just like I want to feel that. I want that story.
We need to know how that revelation is going to come to pass, though. Like, how's Norman
Yep,
going to
that's
know
true.
that Peter, like, how, is Otto's just going to,
They've
oh man, if
they've
Otto just
left.
tells him, like, that'd be lame. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope,
yeah. I don't think they do that. Like they set up like Otto hating Norman, and
yeah,
so wow,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
one like you play as Doc Ock and you fight Green Goblin? That would
That'd
be.
be, that'd be kind of crazy.
There's a bunch of stuff like playing as some villains in the next game. That would be cool. You play as Venom in
Yeah.
this. Play as like you actually play as maybe Green Goblin. Like more playable villains would be really neat to
Well,
see.
we for sure know that, and Harry's not dead. He's in a coma. So, um, I mean, and we for sure know he's got the Goblin serum, the G serum.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
didn't get to use it. But man, I'm just so curious. Like I don't have no
yeah.
idea. Like
I'm
so many
excited.
possibilities, so many possibilities.
What would you give this game out of 10?
IGN gave it an 8.7 out of 10. Fuck IGN. I'm gonna give him. I'll give it a 9.5. I liked it.
9.5.
I think the
Yeah.
story alone was worth a 9.5, and the
Which one?
gameplay.
So I would probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Uh, I think my like do what is this your favorite like of this little trilogy we have? Is this your favorite?
yeah. Out of
Okay.
these, yeah. Uh, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say maybe the gameplay aspect. I still kind of liked the first one just because of the gadget wheel. I don't know why that just
Hmm.
keeps popping in my mind, but I don't know if it's just like Arkham, like the Arkham games in my mind, and having a gadget wheel for all of those games, and then
Yeah.
they take it away from me. Well, we even had it in Miles too, so I was just like, it
Yeah.
just threw me off. But I
Hmm.
got used to it. I like it. Fuck it. I'm just bitching and complaining at this point. I'm just
I
nitpicking.
I think for me, I like the story of the first game better.
Oh, really? Wow.
Uh, yeah, I think, and I really enjoy. I actually like the gameplay of this game more, and I like the like web line. I like being able to like the stealth factor of that, being able to like not have to like shoot around everywhere. You can just shoot a web and like walk on it and hang people from it was
Right.
a lot of fun. Like you said, web wings traversal is a lot easier. It's a lot faster, smoother. Uh,
Right.
the addition of it's not just the main little island of New York. You get some branch off there with Brooklyn and Queens. Um,
Right.
I do like all that more in this game, but I think I overall, and it's just picking stuff. But my like what it comes down to, like any negative I have with the story of Spider-Man 2, it's just that I feel like they just leaned. They love like Miles as a character, and I almost feel like they go out of their way to kind of make Peter feel lesser and like small,
Hmm.
and it didn't like irk me or anything, but it's like ah, okay, Peter gets the symbiote, Miles saves him.
Right.
Peter gets his ass beat by Venom, Miles saves him. It's like everything like Peter did in this game, Miles had to come save him.
Right.
Uh, like yeah, he starts being mean, and Miles is just kind of like cleaning up the mess, and
Right.
so it's like he just never really has that like Spider-Man, like in Homecoming, and then the famous image from the comics where he's like, I'm Spider-Man, pick the rubble up, like I can do this,
Right.
like I'm stronger than this, like Peter just never really had that in this game. He just never had the like I
Yeah.
got like MJ's getting she could get blasted by Venom. Like Harry could kill MJ at any second or kill Miles at any second, and I
Right.
got to be stronger than this moment. It just never really comes out. So I mean, to me, it just never
I,
shows. He never shows
yeah.
that.
I think all of that was intentional though, to put Miles in the like as the lead for the
Of
obviously for the
course,
future. Yeah.
yeah. I think you didn't have to put Peter here to get Miles here.
Right.
I feel like you could have kept Peter here and still gotten Miles like right there. And like
Right.
I think Miles' character
Yeah.
development in this game, like this is nothing to take away from him, and it's not like the character's fault or anything like that. But I do
Right.
think that like the way Insomniac did like gameplay and the final battle and the symbiote, some of the symbiote stuff is just like, all right, you kind of you're almost throwing like Peter down the well to bring Miles up front and center, and
Right.
so it's just like that. I just didn't care for that as much. That'd be
Right.
my like negative. That would be my point taken off from being like a perfect 10, because
Right.
I do enjoy this game. Like this game is amazing, and like I'll be playing it for the next 5 years until the third one comes out, swinging around and doing stuff. But just like story wise, like you get that feeling in Miles Morales and in Spider-Man 1 of
Mm-hmm.
them being like the Spider-Man, like I have to do this, that
Right.
city needs me, people need me, MJ needs me, Aunt May needs me, whoever. And so another thing, speaking of, I brought Aunt May up. Uh, so Harry goes into the coma, or Harry dies, or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, I just didn't feel like the emotional impact of that quite like I did with
Oh no.
when
I
May was dying on the table. May's dying on the table hit me so much harder for some reason.
Yeah, well, I didn't even like Harry in this game. Like he was honestly kind of a
Yeah,
douche, to be honest.
yeah.
Like he was just like shut
He
up,
just kind of
man. Like
shows
there's
up and you just start going through some like high school stuff. They
yeah, I'm like I don't
reference
give
the
a fuck.
little hair is Ultimate Peter Parker hair.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the parted
the little
hair.
split. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's from the Ultimate comic line,
And his glass.
which
Yeah,
is
he
really
does
cool.
look a lot like the yeah, now that I think about it. Yeah, no, I mean it didn't, but those were the stakes, right? He was the ultimate stake of going into this coma in this game.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he
for
was,
me,
and like it just I wasn't as emotionally tied. I think that's another reason why I think I like the first one better, because like
yeah,
Peter has the choice and he has to like weigh that option of saving everyone or saving Aunt May, and it's just like,
yeah,
oh man, that's like what a decision. What like that it's so heartbreaking, and it was tough, and
yeah,
I really did care for Aunt May, and Aunt May like had like an emotional impact on me, whereas Harry, it's like, oh, cool, he's your friend, and you have this little guitar play while you ride a bike around with him. But I
yeah.
don't know. I just never got that like, oh yeah, they're best friends, and like your best friend is gonna
Yeah.
die,
Well, I
and
think
yeah,
also the fact that he had Venom didn't that that took away from his vulnerability because he was invulnerable for a little while.
yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
true.
you took his suit and then he was getting sick and like but I think the fact that he was almost OP for a little bit, I think that took away from that. And
Yeah,
Aunt
that's
May was
true.
always just Aunt May. She was just a human, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's true. Yeah,
if
yeah. I
anything,
don't know.
there could be like a fragment of Venom that can still be lingering out there and
Well,
uh
they could do the like absolute carnage stuff too, where uh,
yeah.
the like codex or whatever, all the symbiote codexes are latched
Mhm.
on to whoever's spine, which that would be a cool little like side story if like Carnage is going around taking people's spines, anybody that had a symbiote
That'd
suit. So
be
then that would endanger MJ and Peter.
yeah, that'd be crazy. So yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people have that same complaint. Like there's just like the stake wasn't it was high, but it wasn't as impactful as the first game. And that's why I
Hmm.
think in the next game, it's like I think MJ's gonna have to die.
Yeah,
MJ, I don't think I don't know. Maybe that can be Peter's refining moment. He could be
yeah,
saving MJ and his friends, and Peter dies.
yeah,
That could be
yeah.
crazy.
Peter, yeah, I could see that because they already like so Peter's arc from the first game. It's kind of like I liked where they started the first game, but
Hmm.
then now in this game, it makes that game or where they started in that game almost like, man, he's he's whatever, how many ever years into being Spider-Man, he's already seen like we've only seen the beginning of uh, Doctor Octopus, Craven, and Venom basically out of
Right,
these villains. Like he knows he had fought Sandman before, he had fought Mysterio before, he'd fought
right,
all of the Sinister. Oh, and Mister Negative. Sorry, Mister Negative in the first game. You get to see his origin, but
right,
there's only like four villains who it's the origin of, and so there's a bunch. Like people already knew who the Lizard was. People already knew who Mysterio was. They wore it at the little costume party, or whatever.
right.
And so, you never like his arc had already, you came in the middle of his little arc, and he gets MJ in the first game, and Aunt May passes, and he has that weight on him, and then in this game it comes like, it almost comes to a little nice like end bow tie, call
Right.
it like, he never had that moment. Like I said, I would feel a lot better about where they put Peter at the end of this game,
Hmm.
having being like taking his time off, if he had been the one that had like saved the day at the end
Right.
of it, and beaten Venom, and like done all the stuff. But it was more like a Miles ending to it, and so where they leave Peter, I'm like happy with that. Like I would love like Peter to end up with MJ and just like, whatever, have a happy ending. But like you said,
Right.
if you're gonna do a third game and you're gonna include him, really the last thread is him to like sacrifice himself. It's like
Yeah.
his thing. Or if you kill off, I almost feel like if you kill off MJ, you're starting another arc where he needs like that. It's like an Uncle Ben type thing where he feels like
Right.
he has to start being Spider-Man all the time again and saving these people because he couldn't save MJ. And so
Right.
the only way I see his like story come to a close would be to kill him off, which I think is not, that's not my favorite thing
Yeah. I
in the
mean, you
world
never know.
for
It
the.
could be like it's like modern. It can be like the modern era of Spider-Man of like, yeah, back then Gwen Stacy died. Yeah, we've had all these comics leading up to this point. But like now it's just it's canon, it's modern. It's like, yeah, Gwen Stacy's dead. Peter loves her, but now he's just like living his life as Spider-Man. And so I feel like they could do that where MJ dies and he meets Gwen Stacy and like not like right off into the sunset, but it's like life goes on, like you got to keep
Yeah,
going.
I don't know. I feel like if they did that, it wouldn't be like a close on his story.
Yeah.
And so, and I think
He's
they're
got to
trying
die.
to,
He's got to fucking
yeah, I
die.
think I think they're
He's got to
trying to
go.
close his story. They're
He's
like,
got to go.
which obviously, in the way they've done the way they've done it, I really, I think that's the only way they would do it, is to kill him, because they're ready. I mean, obviously they'll kill anybody off. They kill off Scorpion. They kill off Vulture.
Yeah.
Uh, which they probably weren't planning on using him again, but they could have,
Right.
and they killed him. Uh, and yeah, they just kind of like, used Peter to have Miles like leapfrog him, and so I could
Mm,
totally see like the death of Peter being like a another driving force behind like Miles, and like pushing Miles even further into like the driver's seat of being Spider-Man, and leading like being one of the leading characters in, if they do like a whole connected universe of games.
right. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, who knows where the Wolverine game is going to put us too? Who
Yeah,
knows
that's
what?
true. Same.
I
It's
know.
definitely, it's same universe confirmed.
Yeah, so some crazy shit can happen in that game, and I know they're probably going to want to do their own stuff, but who knows? I mean, things are going to connect somehow, and I hope that's going to be like a trilogy or something. That'd be kind of
I
cool
think it
for
would be. I think like
Wolverine.
you don't get like the license for a
Right.
character like
To make
that,
one fucking
and
game.
to make one game, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So that's
so,
gonna be
like you
cool.
said, I
Oh,
would love like they pick up Daredevil. I mean, you know me, I'm an Xbox main, but like if
yeah.
Insomniac gets like these Marvel characters, like I'll ride the wave with them.
Yeah.
I got the
Uh,
PlayStation for a reason, so
That'd be cool, man. Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be. I would. What we're overdue is a Punisher video game. That's what we need.
And you and your
Dude,
Punisher, you love that,
I've been
man.
fucking saying that for a long time. I was playing the
I don't know.
Punisher a couple months ago.
You gotta get him popular again, just because like all the political stuff that's attached to like his skull symbol and everything. It's hard. It makes it really hard to like do anything in video
He
games for it.
fucking kills people. Like it's so
Yeah,
tough. It's so
yeah.
tough. But I
You know,
mean,
it'd
who
be
knows?
fun, like a Blade game versus like fighting vampires. It would be cool,
That
like
that'd be
Wolverine
good.
introducing like a vampire cult, and then spinning off with like a Blade. Would be really
Yeah.
neat.
Speaking of,
There's a lot of
I feel
ideas.
like
There's a lot of stuff.
Wolf. Wolverine's gonna have to be rated M for mature. I feel like it has to.
Yeah, I think
It
so. I think
has
for
to,
sure.
man. It
Yeah.
has to, because you got
Just from the little like, cinematic thing, it looks like it
yeah.
should be. I mean,
It
all the
should,
people in the bar are dead and puts his fist down, and
it,
fist is all bloody, and so
there's like
yeah.
scuffs of blood. I know it's not that much, but like it's gotta be, man. Like there's no way you're
Yeah.
gonna go. It
Y-
seems very. It's weird to call a superhero game grounded, but it feels grounded,
mhm.
or at least that trailer felt grounded. But who knows?
Yeah, it should. I mean, just like you get like that scene, the beginning scene of Logan where he like cuts somebody's arm off, and then he's trying to protect the freaking
The
limo, so
limo.
he takes the shotgun blast in the chest and gets pissed
Man, that
off, and
I
he
love that.
cuts the dude's
Where
arm and he shoots and
he
he
like
just gets
sticks him
fucking pissed.
underneath like that. He's got
Yeah,
you can
and
see the
shoots it
little
up.
points of the claws coming out through the top.
It shoots through his head. Yeah, that's great.
Oh man.
Um, so as of right now, on November 7th of 2023, is Spider-Man 2 your game of the year?
No, it would probably because I started playing Tears of the Kingdom. I think I
Oh
like
yeah,
Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I started playing it again. I think it's tough. I say no, but then at the same time, I really like that game, and I fucking I platinum. That's probably the fastest platinum I've ever gotten on a video game.
yeah,
Spider-Man 2. I was just like,
yeah.
I just gotta fucking do everything in this game.
hmm I
Um,
dropped. I think I have like 3 trophies left from the platinum.
yeah, and so I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I'd give it to it. I haven't played
Yeah,
other games though. I mean, other than I'd beat Tears of the Kingdom. I think Baldur's Gate's gonna take it though, unfortunately.
I think the hype train for that has kind of fallen off.
You think so? I
Maybe
feel like I
whenever,
still see videos popping up like Baldur's Gate
yeah,
this, Baldur's Gate's
yeah.
character.
I feel like the the
Somebody
Steam,
fucking killed everybody in Baldur's Gate. I'm like, oh my God,
yeah,
I'm tired of hearing about
yeah.
Baldur's Gate.
I know it's running rampant, but uh, I don't know. It might get it. I still think Tears of the Kingdom's holding strong. For me, I think right now of games I've played, it would probably be Spider-Man 2 would be my game of the year right now, but I haven't beaten Tears of the Kingdom yet,
Hmm.
and so I'll get that out of like I'm basically like I have one more uh, thing to do, and then I can go fight Ganon.
Hmm.
And then I haven't beat Alan Wake 2 yet in that game. Like I just beat the first chapter earlier today, and that game is like it's so
I hear
good.
it's good. I hear it's so
It's
good.
it's so good. So it may end up being Alan Wake. It may end up being Tears of the Kingdom. But as of right now, I haven't beat those games, so it would be Spider-Man 2
I
for
just
me.
want anything other than Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
I'm
Alan
so
Wake.
fucking tired of Baldur's Gate.
You, I would recommend Alan Wake to you,
I'm gonna
boss.
get it, boss. I gotta play the
Yeah,
first one first.
you don't have
Yes,
to
I
for the way it's
know.
set
The
up,
director himself said you don't have to. I'm
but
gonna play. I need to play it. I need to play
yep.
the first.
I recommend playing the first one. It's
Yeah,
fun. I recommend playing Control. Control is tied into this too.
yeah. I played Control. I played like half of it, but I just wasn't vibing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The director was like, you can jump into Alan Wake. You being the perspective of the black lady. That's like,
Saga.
yeah. That's like the new player to the game. That's your
hmm
perspective. And then
Yeah.
obviously people that played Alan Wake 1 know what the hell's going on with Alan Wake in
Yeah.
that
Yeah. For sure.
nightmare world or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I need to play the first one first because I want
Yeah.
everything. I want to know
Yeah.
everything.
It's good. It's a really good story. Like, oh man, so good.
I
So
know.
it
I need to
may
play
it
it.
may as well it might like as soon as we get done with this, I'm hopping on it. I've been playing it with headphones, and it's like a little bit of slow burn, and then it pops off, and it's fucking
Starts going
it's good.
crazy. I know.
It's
I'm
yeah,
excited.
it's
I'm
good.
excited. I'm
It's
gonna get
good.
it. I'm gonna get it. I still haven't even played Resident Evil 4.
Oh, Resident Evil 4 is good too. Resident Evil
Was
4, the Dead Space remake.
Resident Evil
Uh,
4, I feel like also is in that running for like game of the year,
I
even
think
though it was
so. I
already.
think
I don't think it'll
yeah.
get it, but I think it's like Resident Evil 2. It was in the running, but it didn't get it.
hmm
Uh,
I think it'll be probably may end up like
I want to
trying
say
to think.
like
'Cause I
third or
like just
fourth.
nostalgia wise for me. I like the Dead Space remake more, and I
Right,
think like the addition to the story in it is just like I just love that story so much in that setting. Uh,
right,
and so I do like it. Like it would be like a spot ahead of the Resident Evil 4 remake, but I know it got like a lot of love from IGN and a bunch of people that played it, and
right,
so I could definitely see it being like up there with Tears of the Kingdom. It's hard, man, because game of the year, it's like it's just so many different types of games. Like how do you really compare Tears of the Kingdom versus Resident Evil? It's like they're two completely different entities, different playing styles, different games. And
right. I
so
mean, I think it's just people that play it talk about it. Whatever gets talked about or played the most, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Or it's like a game. I guess when I think of game of the year, it's like a game that's like, oh man, I can't stop thinking about this game. Or like,
Mhm.
I want to play this game again, or whatever,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't really played. I mean, yeah, Spider-Man 2. Like that's why I was like very like, I don't think it's Spider-Man 2. It's like
Mhm.
I played it, I beat it, I got the platinum. It's like I think I'm gonna just delete it off my PlayStation because it's like I already did. Now I'm just waiting for the next game or Spider-Man
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
But like I don't know, like The Last of Us Part 2 or The Last of Us or God of War, fucking even Uncharted. Those are games that it's like, I'm gonna play again. Like I need to play again.
Mhm.
I need to play
Yeah.
again. And I
No,
haven't,
I
I
get
mean,
that.
even The Witcher 3 is another game. It's like, oh, I gotta play that game again. I
You
want to
gotta
play
play
that
it.
game
Yeah.
again.
I agree. No, I agree. Like, yeah, I agree.
I don't know what it
Exactly
is. I
that.
mean, it's just, I think it's just, honestly, it's the story. Like, yeah, that game was good, but I don't know. The
I think
story
he
is something that brings you back to play it again.
Yeah, he chased that high the first time, like it hit you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I hit it, but like, I was almost doing it every year, but every 2 years I play like a full run through of Fallout New Vegas. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I just I
I
just
need to
play
play
through
it.
it and I just love that game so much and I like know what's gonna happen. I know what my choices are gonna do and influence and I just have so much fun doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah. Ah, man, I know.
And
It
the
makes me
Dead Space, original Dead Space and Dead Space 2, I play those quite often. Like
right.
almost like during spooky season, like I load those up, especially Dead Space 2. And now with the Dead Space remake, it's that's like those are gonna be my Halloween games from now on.
Right. I think I'm about to start another playthrough of God of War Ragnarok because it's any God of War game is it's gonna be an Atreus game, kind of like Miles.
Hmm.
It's gonna get announced. Like it's set up in God of War Ragnarok, and like it's gonna come out. So I need a platinum God of War Ragnarok before the Game Awards this year. So what is that, December 12th or the 15th or some shit like that. So I need that's another game. So that'll probably be. I keep fucking replaying games instead of
Playing new
getting
ones.
new games. Yeah.
Hmm.
I
I know
think
I've
if
I've
I
made like
go ahead, go ahead.
think like I would do that, and now this year I've kind of been like, all right, there's so many games coming out. I need to play through them and like beat them, and I've just been crossing off. And I needed, so I bought the PlayStation, so I played Spider-Man One remaster, and then I beat Miles Morales really quick,
Yeah.
and then I was trying to beat God of War, but Starfield came out, and I played through Starfield, beat Starfield. I need to beat Tears of the Kingdom, but yeah, I played the Dead Space remake, beat that. Played Resident Evil 4, beat that. Beat
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2. I beat Super Mario Brothers Wonder on the Switch. That's another game that's really good.
Yeah.
Uh, and now Alan Wake 2, I'm gonna try to run through. I'm gonna try to beat Alan Wake 2 and Tears of the Kingdom by the end of this year. So I have like a solid like
Too
these is
much.
this is my like these are my top five like games I played this year or whatever that came out this year.
Right. Yeah, man. There's gonna be a stack of games where it's like I'm gonna have to just buy a stack of games. That's how much I'm missing out.
Hmm.
Uh, there's gonna be, yeah, like Alan Wake, Resident Evil. Well, you said the Dead Space, which I'm not even. It's on Game Pass now, so I'm just gonna download it on Game Pass.
Yeah, it went on to EA Play or whatever.
Yeah, so I'll just download it off of there and play it on there.
Hmm.
Uh, I've just been on that high of getting platinum trophies, so I
Yeah.
stacked up all my games right there that still need to be platinum, and I ordered them in the order that like I'm very close to getting the platinum. So Doom
Hmm.
2016 is there, Horizon, Death Stranding. Death Stranding 2, that's another one that's gonna come out. I need to platinum Death Stranding 1 before Death Stranding
Hmm.
2. Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Sekiro. You have my Bloodborne.
Yeah, I do have your Bloodborne.
I mean, that'll be down the pipe. And then The Witcher. I need like 3 trophies for The Witcher on my PlayStation, I think.
I need. Do you have? Is it like the ultimate? Is it with DLC included or
Yeah, and now just like the main, you don't
main
need the
stuff?
DLC, yeah, to platinum
Okay.
it. So I just need, I might need like a handful of trophies, but
Because
I'm pretty close on
with the DLC on my Witcher, I'm at on gamer score wise, I'm at 1700 out of 2000. So I need 300 gamer score. I think that's the
it.
most gamer score I have in a game that's not Master Chief Collection.
Yeah,
Uh, because that one's like 6,000 gamer score, so you can like rack up
yeah,
a bunch. But that's like that's one game I'm so close, but I don't think I ever will because I need to beat it on like the
on
Death
Death March.
March. Yeah, and I need to do all the Gwent stuff, and I just was never interested in the Gwent stuff.
I
So it's like,
I don't want to go look for all the Gwent cards, and I'm just like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
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 one.
one that I'm just like every time I
I
see
got.
that trophy, I'm just like fuck. I don't want to do
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, that's one game I look at and I'm like, I'm pretty proud of myself. I almost feel like I 100%ed that without doing like the hardest difficulty because it's like some of the stuff in it, it's like, oh man, that just sounds terrible. Like the Gwent stuff, I'm
Yeah,
not interested in. But like I'll go through and look at some of my achievements in it, and I'm like, oh man, that was so much fun. Witcher 3, just a fantastic game. Probably
yeah,
my
it's so
probably
good.
my favorite game of like the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 era
It was
of gaming.
good. Uh, what else? Resident Evil Village. I need to go back and play that.
I went
Except
back and played that. It's fun. I really like Resident Evil 8 Village a lot.
yeah, Village is good. I Platinum 7, but I need to do Village.
You platinumed it not too long ago, right? Like
Yeah, I think
July or August.
over the summer. Before I get 4, Resident Evil 4, I need to do 2 and 3, and then
Mhm.
I've been on an Assassin's Creed kick, so I want to get Mirage, but I don't know, man. There's just too much on my plate, to be honest. There's just too much
As
on my plate.
I put Mirage on my like Christmas list, so we'll see if I
Yeah,
get it. But I'm not gonna buy it for myself.
I'm excited. I like the smaller
I
map
do
of it
too.
and
I
like
do
the
too. It looks
density of it.
looks good. It sounds like what I want. You know.
Yeah.
What
So,
about comics? You been reading anything lately, boss?
uh, just like I got that Hellboy comic book and I started reading that.
That's everything
Uh,
I have, right? The all
yeah,
those.
it's all of that. It's just in one big book.
Mhm.
I'm finally cracking the seal on the Green Lantern book.
Oh, nice. Those are all
Finally.
the. You got the three Jeff Johns ones.
I just have the first one, but
Oh, okay.
and I'll buy the other ones as I get to them, but cracking the seal on that, and then that Venom omnibus is just still sitting there with a seal on it.
That's so good, man. I don't know.
It's still
That would be
sitting
my
there.
like. That'd be my first one to crack and get into. I love that book.
I need to, man. I'm
It's so
almost done
and
with the.
the way it's laid
Okay.
out too is just perfect. Like you can just read it through and through, cover to cover, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's not confusing at all. It reads perfectly.
About over 2/3 of the way through that Batman Adventures, the animated one. That one's good
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I just read that one at night. Like I'll read like 1 or 2 issues before I go to bed.
Hmm.
And then once I get done with that one, I'll probably just turn my Hellboy into that night reading where I'll just read like 1 or 2 issues before I
Yeah,
go
I
to
like
bed.
that. That's what I've been doing with this one. I got this. like Deadpool Spider-Man epic,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've just been reading that. It's like it's super silly. Just like
It's
it's just trying to
ridiculous.
be, yeah, it's just trying to be funny. Like
I'm ready for the
uh
Chip Zdarsky omnibus to get in. Oh man, I
yeah,
want to read
I'm
that one
excited.
so bad already.
I think that's the first, I think I was telling you that's the first Omni I have where I've read everything in it already.
Hmm.
And so, but I'm excited for it
Yeah.
too. I got that one coming. I got the
When is that supposed
you
to
got
come
the
out?
December 12th, I think. So
Oh,
a
soon.
month,
Okay,
yeah, a month away.
that's good. Yeah, I need another. I don't have another Spider-Man book.
I'm excited
Uh,
for the Ultimate Volume 3 to come out. It comes out in now it's December 5th. It was the end of this month, but now it's December 5th. It
oh,
got pushed back a
Ultimate.
couple
That's right.
weeks. Yeah, the Ultimate Volume 3, and then they announced Ultimate Volume 4, which is basically that's
That's the final, right? Finale.
no, because then they have like Death of, or that
Oh
one
yeah.
could be kind of like Volume 5. It leads into Death of, I think. The way I was looking at it, the page count of it and everything, or the volume issue numbers and stuff.
Right.
Uh, yeah, it looks like it leads into Death Up, but that's kind of like you can read Volume 4 and like that's you can call it good. You don't have to
Right.
read like the Death of because they kind of bring Peter back just to kill him off and bring in Miles, and so
Damn.
that's that's the like Death of Omni, and you
I
really
think
don't like you don't need it if you don't want if you want to end the story at 4 you can. Is
I
what
think I
I've
might
heard.
jump into those after the Zdarsky Spider-Man run. I'll start getting those.
I recommend
Uh,
that run, man. The Brian Michael Bendis run is so good. It's really good. Bagley's art in it is great. Uh, yeah, that's probably my favorite. Like favorite Spider-Man run is probably Ultimate, and then
right.
Amazing favorite Amazing run would probably be JMS.
Right. Yeah. That'll be. Yeah, I'll probably get that, and then yeah. Uh, much where I'm at. Damn man, I didn't realize it's 9:20 already.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
talking for a while
All right, well, let's wrap it up. That was a good
already.
spoiler cast of Spider-Man, a little bit of video games, a little bit of comics there at the end. Dude, we'll do another episode where we talk about a book or something. Maybe we should do a book club.
Yeah, we can do a little book club. We can do more video game stuff. We can talk about our favorite like developers.
Favorite developers, yeah.
Insomniac's like at the top of their game with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Remedy is like one of mine now after playing like Alan Wake and the Control series. Like, and then they made
right.
Max Payne 1 and 2, so they're good. And then you got the big ones. You got Rockstar, you got Bethesda, you
Mm-hmm.
got so we can probably talk about that if you wanted to. You get there's some video game stuff, or we can pick a
Mm-hmm.
book out like you said that we both read.
Pick a book, yeah, something that we've read, and then we can just talk about it. We'll just talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can
have John.
finish if you finish that Hellboy, we can talk about that because that's everything I've read.
Shit, that'll be a while. That'll be a
I
while.
know, but that's down the line. But
Dude, this thing is, I can't even pick it up. Ah! Monster,
yeah,
like
compared,
this is
yeah,
fucking.
it's
I
bigger. It's
can't, I
bigger than an
can't pick it up.
Omni. It's
Yeah,
bigger than an
it's
Omni.
bigger than a fucking.
This is what I got. I have the like hardcover with the four little slides.
Let me see. Here is. Let me grab. Fuck.
Got an Omni there. That's
Here's the
cool.
Batman animated series. I'm not like straining to sound so bitch, but like the thing is fucking. I can't even. I'm just gonna stand up.
Yeah, that's
I
a
can't
yeah.
even fucking.
It's a monster.
It's too fucking. It's too fucking big.
Wow,
There's the spines.
crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like clearance, like taller. It's just fucking huge. I guess you could compare it to your Hulk book, but
Yeah, Hulk's
just
big, but
like
it's not quite as
taller.
tall. Yeah,
Yeah, just taller.
Hulk is big. She's
Bubba.
thick.
This is a thick. Look at this. If we go into a winter storm and I need fire,
You can use that.
Yeah, this is crazy. I like that they have this little lanyard bookmark.
That's nice. That's really cool.
This thing is fucking
I wish more
huge.
Omnis had that.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the cover too. This is a new original art from Mike Mignola for the Monster Size,
That's cool.
obviously cover.
I like that when they do that, they get the artist to
Jesus
do
Christ,
that,
that
which
thing looks
obviously is
legit
the artist
fucking
and the
rad.
writer.
All right, man. Well, let me let you go, and we'll do this again. We'll do a book club. I'm gonna have Josh on Thursday. He
Sweet.
jumped into Spider-Man 2 without even playing Miles. I was like, you
Ah,
fucker.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
come on, man. Just
you
play
don't have
Miles.
to, but like the Miles stuff, like it pays off, like the Haley and the game, like Genki and stuff like that.
Yeah, like just do it
It's
right, man. Just if you can do it,
yeah,
just do it right. You know,
yeah.
just
No,
do
I
it right.
agree. I agree.
All right, man. Well, let me let you go. It was a nice chat, and we'll do this again sometime.
Alrighty, boss.
All right, man. Take care.
You too.
All right, later, later, dude.
Later.